Now, this is not a sales pitch, but if you've been thinking of buying a home, you could save a lot of money in the next few months, and I'm going to explain why in this video. My name is Patrick Fields, Edmonton real estate guy. I'm licensed with RE/MAX Select. So the Bank of Canada just announced they have no plans to change the benchmark interest rate until inflation gets back to 2% and stays there. Something they say isn't likely to happen until 2023. The central bank said Wednesday it's decided to keep its benchmark interest rate steady at 0.25%. Now, the news was expected by economists, as although the economy is showing signs of recovering from the impacts of COVID, things are still a long way from normal. So cheap lending will be needed for quite a while in Canada. And I've seen interest rates at 1.69 and even as low as 1.59% recently. So the first way you could save some money is with a lower interest rate. As housing sales slow down over the winter, the interest rates should stay low. But when activity picks up next spring, the banks could inch them up a bit to help them make more money. Now, this doesn't mean that you should run out and buy a house because of a low interest rate. But you know what you should do? Talk to a mortgage broker. Get your paperwork in order. Lock in an interest rate. It doesn't cost you anything. They can hold a rate for you for 90 to 120 days. If you decide not to buy, then at least you have everything in order for when you're ready. Maybe you find out you have an issue with your credit or you need more down payment saved up. Maybe you realize you can afford a condo or a townhouse and that it'll be cheaper than your current rent. If you do nothing, you'll be in the same place tomorrow as you are today. So it's totally up to you. Next is average house price and choice of homes for sale. We always see this roller coaster of inventory and average price go up starting in April and then usually start to come down in September or October. But let's look at what happened this year with the average price of single-family residential homes in my market of Edmonton. In March, the price was $413,000. In April, almost $422,000. In May, $427,000. In June, $430,000. In July, $445,000. In August, $447,000. And in September, $447,725. Now, that doesn't mean that a house that sold for $413,000 in March is worth $447,000 in September. It's the average price of all the homes that sold, but it shows that there's great confidence in the market. People are able to afford a bigger home than they were a few years ago when interest rates were in the 3 to 3.5% range. Another example of this confidence here is so far this year, 105 houses have sold for $1 million or more. Last year at this time, only 88 had sold over $1 million. There have been a lot of move-up buyers this year, selling their existing home and going into a larger, more expensive home. With COVID, more people are working from home, and I've sold homes to people that needed more working space, or a dedicated home office, or more room for their kids to do homeschooling. Many things in our lives have changed this year, and I've seen changes to priorities in people's housing needs as well. The next reason prices could go up is lack of brand new inventory. Builders slowed down when the pandemic first hit, and once we opened back up, a lot of homes that were ready were bought up very quickly. So when demand is high and supply is low, price can rise. We could also see prices increase due to material shortages and increased costs. I've heard of potential increases coming next year on lumber and drywall. So now you've got this variable of people either going from their older home into new, paying more money, so now they want more money from their existing home and they ask top dollar. Or the new home is too expensive for them, so they stay in their current home and we experience a shortage of resale homes. So the price could rise due to lack of inventory. Again, it's supply and demand. There's no crystal ball here to know what's going to happen. But there are a good amount of homes for sale right now. Demand will start to lessen as fewer homes sell over the next few months than in the previous few months. So there you go. You could save on your interest rate, and you could save on a home that a seller needs to get out of, and you could get a great price along the way, and you get out of renting. I hope this all makes sense. If you like what I cover here, please hit that like button. And if you want to be an educated buyer or seller, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video, and ring the bell to be notified when the next video is released. And you can view listings of homes for sale on my website at edmontonalbertahome.ca. And while you're here, why not check out one of these other videos? Please stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you next time.